welcome back to the Cousins of the Cosmos podcast. Today is going to be a fun one. As we're recording this, it's not WrestleMania month yet, but it's about to be. If you're watching this, it is WrestleMania month.
Yes, yeah,
WrestleMania,
we're almost there.
42? Are we at 42?
42?
WrestleMania 42 is coming soon.
To a theater near you.
Coming in very hot. So this month's Cousins of the Cosmos podcast is all going to be wrestling themed. We have two bottom fives, which is the first time ever. I don't think we've ever done a bottom five. So we're going to go with two of those with the WrestleMania themes. We're going to review WrestleMania 19. We're going to give our top five themes. So it's all wrestling themed and kind of WrestleMania themed.
Just WrestleMania themed
this month because it's the best time of the year to be a wrestling
Mania
fan.
month, yeah.
Last year's WrestleMania was not that great, but before we ended up seeing WrestleMania, the hype was obviously still there.
The hype was there.
And even though WrestleMania last year was not great, I would say the hype is still there for WrestleMania this year, but just because it is WrestleMania.
Right, it's always going to be there, you know, right. Whether or not the card is looking incredible.
Right, and to me, so far the card does seem a little bit better than it did last year. I'm kind of excited for what's going on.
A little bit. There's some good stuff going on. Right. There's some good stuff.
But there's always, with the good, there's always some bad.
There's a lot of bad.
So our topic today here on the podcast is going to be our bottom five WrestleMania matches. So, yeah, you know, there's always some bangers. There's always some fun moments. There's always some special moments. But in the entire history, out of 42 years of WrestleManias, there's going to be some bad stuff going on. Right? There is some shit from a butt going on. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We both have our bottom five, not top five, but we also have some honorable mentions or dishonorable mentions.
I have a good number of dishonorable mentions
that we came up with.
I have dishonorable mentions, and then I have WrestleMania 41 dishonorable mentions. Because there's a good number of matches that I was just like, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad.
All right. I don't think I have any from WrestleMania 41, to be honest with you.
Really?
But mine just spans the history of time.
I might have to remind you a little bit then with some of my matches here.
Maybe I blocked out. So I was, for WrestleMania 41, I was sick, right?
Right,
I was getting a flu. I was in the beginning stages of, like, I just felt miserable.
Right.
So it is kind of hazy. The only thing I can remember off rip was Dom winning the IC title.
Yep.
And
great match.
Jey Uso winning the world title and John Cena winning the WWE title. That's about all I can remember from last year's WrestleMania.
Right.
So, yeah. All right, let's dive in with our honorable mentions. Do you want to...
I can start us off with...
We want to go back and forth?
I think for honorable mentions, I think I could just rattle off mine, and then you can rattle off and then we can go one. Yep. I'm going to start us off with Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso at WrestleMania 40.
Yep.
Utter disappointment that match was. Another very disappointing match. One match I think really could have been very good, but honestly was not that great. Edge versus Finn Balor at WrestleMania 39.
Yes.
It could have been way better.
Very sad.
Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey, WrestleMania 38. That's just a lose-lose situation in that case.
Right.
Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, both at 34 and 38. Both just not great. And then for everything WrestleMania 41, I've got Jay and Gunther.
Yep.
I'm a big Gunther guy, so Jay making Gunther tap almost instantly there, I was not a big fan of. Right. New Day versus the War Raiders. You remember that?
No.
Most people don't remember that.
No. You know what I do remember? The SmackDown Tag Titles.
Shafted exactly.
Off the WrestleMania
That's really why I'm so upset with that match more than anything. It's just because of that reason.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Tiffany versus Charlotte. That was just not a great match in general. I think that was like semi-main event of night 2.
I feel like it wasn't as bad as we were expecting it to be.
I mean, I was expecting it to be awful, and it wasn't awful,
Okay.
but it wasn't great or anything like that.
Okay.
And then obviously John and Cody also at WrestleMania 41.
Unfortunately, it wasn't that great.
That SummerSlam match, really, that was the match.
Kicked it into high gear.
Yeah.
I only have 2.
Okay.
I only got 2. First one is going to be Randy Orton versus The Fiend at WrestleMania. What year was that?
I think it was both. It may have been both 36 and 37. I think
it was.
No, wait. Bray was facing John at 36,
right.
So I think it was 37.
It was the first Mania back after COVID at.
Well,
right down the street.
Didn't he also fight Bray? Was it 35 or 34?
33.
33? Okay, yeah.
Yes, that's the infamous Troy Hollywood. Everyone could see that shit bug segment that I was gladly part of.
Right.
No, this one at 37 or
37,
whatever was the one that was right down the street at Raymond James Stadium.
Right.
This match just was not it, man. I remember watching it and just being kind of bored. Weird finish, weird stuff with Alexa Bliss coming out of like a Jack in the Box. It was just very weird, very slow, kind of very boring. I think that was Bray's last WrestleMania.
No,
was it not?
No, didn't he and LA Knight, weren't they fighting at 40?
That was
or 39.
Rumble.
That was Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think that was his last WrestleMania match.
Dang, really?
He got released, and then when he came back, he didn't wrestle off rip for a while, and then he only had that one
Yeah.
match against LA Knight. So that's his last WrestleMania match. So it's not. I just remember it not being great, man. It just wasn't.
Yeah, no,
wasn't the
that's
vibes.
very
It was kind of boring.
There's some superstars out there, man. They're just incredible, and their just entire WrestleMania match history is just not that great.
Yeah.
Poor AJ Styles, man.
And then my second one is it's kind of like a. It's not. I don't even know if you could really call it a match fully. It's gonna be Hulk Hogan versus Yokozuna at WrestleMania 9. Obviously, the main event was Yokozuna versus Bret Hart.
Right.
And Bret Hart loses the championship, and then
Big upset.
Hulk Hogan just comes out and just decides he's gonna fight for the honor of his friend by giving himself a title match.
Yeah, of course. His best friend Bret Hart. They just, buddy.
To which he wins, and the match is like super short.
It's super short.
That whole WrestleMania, it'll make it a reappearance in our bottom 5 WrestleManias for sure. Because WrestleMania is not good. So those are my only 2 honorable mentions.
Okay.
Or dishonorable mentions.
Should I start off with my 5 then?
Yes, sir.
All right, my 5 is gonna be Undertaker versus John Cena at WrestleMania 34. Let me tell you about disappointing matches, man. I mean, this could have been one of like Undertaker's best WrestleMania matches, honestly. Because I mean, you're taking, it's like a goat versus a goat, pretty much.
Right.
But I think really what cost this match so much was just that Undertaker was well past his prime at this point. John Cena was starting to get past his prime at this point. Like, if this match happened maybe like 5 years prior, banger.
Right.
Absolute banger match. That could have been a 20-minute classic. This was like a 2-minute, not classic.
Right.
It was just very, very disappointing. I was very excited for that match, and it just unfortunately did not live up to the expectations whatsoever.
Yeah. So I was there. I was at that WrestleMania. I remember. And I also remember being there, and I remember seeing John Cena in the crowd. I was like I was probably like 18 or something like that at the time. I'm a grown man, but I was still jealous that because I was up in the not the cheap seats, but in like the 200s or whatever. I was jealous. Everybody he was there. Like I remember he wasn't there the whole time, but like he was down in that seat because obviously if y'all remember he was in his seat because he paid for a ticket or whatever.
Right.
And then he ends up fighting Undertaker. He was in his seat for a while. Like people were coming up to him, taking photos with him, and stuff like that. And I was just like, man, if I can I make it down there? But then I was like, if I make it down there, they're gonna ask for my ticket.
Right.
So I'm like, but yeah, it just there was nothing to it. It was an interesting build.
Yes.
John Cena building this whole match by himself.
Right.
Taylor
Pretty much.
didn't show up, and it was a really cool moment when John Cena was walking back up the ramp, being like, well, sorry guys, and then the lights go out and the gong hits. That was fire. But then the whole match is all 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, that definitely was because Taker was way past his prime. The previous year, he had a stinker with Roman Reigns that I literally fell asleep watching. So yeah, I think they all kind of were starting to realize that, and that's where it was like, well, what can we do? Honestly, even though the match sucks, it was a good idea of like how can we still involve Taker without having him have to wrestle for 20 minutes and stuff like that. But the actual match, wasn't great, especially for John Cena.
Right,
you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? This guy was still somewhat active as a wrestler, and he wasn't Super Cena, but this is a guy that was Super Cena at one point. So the fact that he went out there and got killed by like a big boot and a chokeslam.
Yeah, big boot chokeslam.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
It was
maybe
all 10 seconds.
maybe an old school I think was in there. Maybe I don't know.
It was all 10 seconds for this guy that is one of the greatest of all time to just lose to. I was like, I understand his logic of you want to respect Taker and stuff like that, but he deserved a lot more.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was just a weird situation.
Right. Yeah.
My number 5 is going to be Bret Hart versus Vince McMahon at WrestleMania 26.
Ooh, I forgot about that one.
I just rewatched WrestleMania 26 like a week ago, and so that's how it's fresh in my mind. This is really another case of two guys that are past their prime, the two old guys.
Right.
The story was great. Bret finally comes back to WWE. When he came back, he had a whole like apology thing with Shawn Michaels the night he came back and stuff like that, which is great. And then Vince was like, "I'm not apologizing," and they go in their whole thing. So the story was great. It was there, and it's like, oh, Bret's finally gonna get his revenge on Vince from all those years ago with the Montreal Screwjob. But the actual match was just not great. Not great. And then it also starts with like Vince. Bret. I feel bad because Bret is literally one of my favorite wrestlers.
Right.
But like, he didn't even have his gear on. Like when Bret came back and wrestled in 2010, he literally was wrestling in jean shorts, tennis sneakers, and a Bret Hart t-shirt.
Right.
So that also kind of kills the aura of Bret Hart. He wouldn't even wear he would wear sunglasses, but he wasn't wearing the shades.
Jacket?
No, the shade. He would have a jacket.
Oh, okay.
He wouldn't be wearing like the pink visor.
You
shades.
gotta have the paint. That's
Right.
so cool. It's like
so off rip. That was also it's Brett in jorts and a t-shirt.
Jorts Brett.
And then Vince comes out, and then it's like real weird because he comes out and he's like, "Remember, Brett, you screwed yourself or whatever, but tonight Vince screwed Brett." And then he reveals that he's paid all of the Hart family to be lumberjacks in this match, but they're really working for Vince. So you had like the Hart Foundation of like Natalia, and Harry Smith, and Tyson Kidd out there. They were like leading the charge, but then you had like literally like the whole Hart family of like all these old people just like following suit, and they're all. It's like so weird because they're all like, yeah, we're gonna go get him, and it's like, in what world is the Hart family turning on Bret Hart?
Right,
like,
yeah.
And then in the match, it's actually revealed it was all Rouge, like the Hart family, Rouge. The Hart family ends up turning on Vince, and it's like, no, we love Brett. We were just playing you.
Right.
But you can't convey that in like a 10-minute WrestleMania match. Yeah. I will say there was a cool spot where Vince, after the Hart family turns on Vince, he takes like a doomsday device from Harry Smith and Tyson Kidd like on the outside, and I'm like, damn, like that was pretty badass. Like Harry Smith had him up on his shoulders on the outside, and Tyson Kidd hit like a flying clothesline on the outside. I was like, all right, that was kind of cool. But that's like the only cool thing about that match. So that match, yeah, that's my number 5. It's bad.
Yeah. My number 4 is going to be Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin at WrestleMania 35.
You know, that's also on my list somewhere.
Yeah.
It's actually next on my list.
It's both of our number 4s.
It's our number 4.
Dude, I mean, just talk about just like a legendary career with just the most like abysmal end that you could picture.
This is no hate on Baron Corbin.
No.
We like Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
He's great, especially his later WWE run. He was really great.
Yes.
But that Baron Corbin, the Constable Baron Corbin was horrible.
Absolutely not.
So boring.
Absolutely.
Was actually probably, I mean, all of 2019 WWE is bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But I think Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans may have been the worst aspects of
it's
Raw.
It's up there for sure.
2019.
Yeah, 100%. But I mean, just talking about, like, it's just, I mean, Kurt Angle's my GOAT. He's my favorite wrestler of all time. So obviously I want to see like the best for him. And he still has like an incredible career and whatnot. And I don't think this tarnishes it or anything like that. But like, this is just not the send-off that I think Kurt Angle should have had or should have gotten at any case. I don't know. I think, honestly, like, in that case, I think him and John should have probably been, like, the one match to probably run it back at Mania. Right. If we're talking Kurt Angle opponents for a last match. Mm-hmm. But, like, this was still just not it.
Yeah, it's not. It's bad. That's my number 4, too, because just, it's just bad. Like, in what world do you, I mean, again, we like Baron Corbin, but in what world do you go, all right, we got Kurt Angle's retirement match. Who do we put in there? Baron Corbin. Right, like it's not.
Honestly, like I don't even think it really did any benefit for Baron Corbin at that time. Like he didn't really use that or anything like that.
Right.
Like
that match is also like 6 minutes.
Yeah,
like,
it's a short match. Yeah.
For one of the greatest of all time.
Right.
When also you look at that same WrestleMania, Batista, technically, I mean, up until now at least, that was also Batista's retirement match.
Yeah.
He had like a 20-minute banger with Triple H. So like the fact that Kurt Angle had a 6-minute. Throw it in there real quick.
And he lost. He didn't even win that.
And he lost.
Yeah.
Right. It's just super sad. Super bad. I feel bad for Kurt Angle.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, that's a good.
It's a good number 4. Yeah. Exactly.
It's really bad. All right. You can go again.
Oh yeah. My number 3 is going to be another Undertaker match versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 33.
Yep.
Look, I know that there are a lot of people that are upset that Brock Lesnar beat the streak. Mm-hmm. I'm okay with it. I feel like if there is a guy, he's definitely one of the top guys as a choice to beat the streak, just because of how like dominant and much of a beast that he is. It kind of makes sense, especially with Undertaker at that point being past his prime and getting up there in the age and stuff like that, and having to lose at some point. Right. It's a good competitor. Roman Reigns had no real reason to beat Undertaker in this game. Like, I know like he's the big dog and that he was getting like pushed to the moon in that era of WWE and stuff like that, but like He did not deserve to win that match at all. Yeah. I was very upset that he won that match in particular because I was just like,
I think it also makes it worse that it would have sucked if Roman was the one to break the streak, but I feel like it would have been less of a blow if Roman broke the streak rather than Roman is the second person to beat Taker at WrestleMania.
Exactly. You know, it's like salt in the wound, pretty much.
Whereas, if Roman had beaten the streak, I think it would still be something people would be like, really?
Right.
But I think it would be a lot more forgivable, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially now that his career has like changed.
Exactly.
I think people would be like, okay, it wasn't the tribal chief that beat him, but it still is Roman Reigns that beat him. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, that's my number 3.
Yeah,
I'm salty about it.
not good.
I'm still salty about it.
Yeah, I was in a hotel room in Orlando. I was not at WrestleMania, but I was like across the street from WrestleMania in a hotel room with some of the boys. And yeah, we completely the whole room fell asleep. We legitimately all fell asleep during Undertaker's entrance, and I remember it's like the funniest story ever to me. We all fell asleep. I woke up first. I woke up to Undertaker leaving his stuff in the ring. And I legitimately woke up first, looked around, everybody was still asleep, and then everybody started to wake up. And then everybody like realized what was happening. He was retiring.
Right.
And the whole room, we were just like like all just started clapping. And I remember sitting there being like, we were all just asleep. We didn't see a single second of this fucking match, but we're all respecting and laughing and clapping like he just gave us.
Hey, let me tell you what. You didn't miss much. I'm going to be honest.
Right. Well, eventually I did go back and watch the match when I got home from that weekend and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I chose the nap. Like, I would still choose the nap.
Yeah, exactly.
Going back, I would still choose the nap.
Right.
Yeah, that's not a great match.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my number 3 is gonna be, oh boy, it's gonna be WrestleMania 20. It's gonna be Brock Lesnar versus one Bill Goldberg.
Oh yeah.
Bill Goldberg.
Oh yeah.
That's how I'm gonna say his name from now on.
Bill Goldberg.
Yeah. He doesn't get the respect.
He doesn't get the respect. Of course not. Why would he?
That's why I also always say Bill Goldberg. He doesn't get just the other name.
Yeah.
He gets Bill Goldberg.
Right.
I give the government. You know what I'm saying? That's how much I don't respect that man.
Right.
Yeah. This is also just another kind of shit match. Very boring. This also suffers from the idea that both Goldberg and Brock Lesnar were on their way out of WB, and it was like reported to the dirt sheets before WrestleMania that they were headed out. So the fans were all just kind of like, why would we give a fuck about this match? These guys are both leaving like right after WrestleMania. So if you go and watch that match, the fans kind of hijack. This might be the first time the crowd hijacks a wrestling match because like they're just chanting like, see you later.
Right.
You guys suck.
Yeah.
This is boring. Stone Cold is the special guest referee. He's the most over person in this whole match. They're just cheering for Stone Cold while these guys are doing whatever they're doing. It's just, again, I don't like Bill Goldberg, but I understand this could have been a really big match.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they did the rematch like in 2017 or whatever.
Yeah.
But I understand in WrestleMania 20 that could have been a big match as a blockbuster match.
Mm-hmm.
And it just completely fell flat because the crowd just would not give them the time of day. Because they were like, well, clearly you guys don't give a fuck about us to stay here, so why would we give a fuck about you to...
That's fair, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, not a good match. Not a good match at all.
For a similar reason, I will say, my number 2 is going to be Roman Reigns and Triple H at WrestleMania 32. Crowd was hot the entire time. They did not want this match at all.
Yeah.
This was a time where Roman Reigns was incredibly unpopular. I remember hating Roman Reigns. I remember just not liking this match whatsoever. And the card itself, like the whole WrestleMania 32 card itself, is just like it's up and down for sure. But like this was definitely the low point of the night for sure.
Yeah.
So the crowd absolutely hated this match. They were not in it at all. The match itself really was just not that interesting or engaging. Just not a very fun match to watch. A very boring match to watch, quite honestly.
Yeah.
And in terms of like a WrestleMania main event, this was not it whatsoever.
Yeah. The crowd didn't want. Well, you have the case of the crowd already didn't want Roman.
Right.
But then you have Triple H come out of retirement and win the title. So the crowd's like, well, we don't want this.
Yeah,
either.
Exactly.
It's funny because I was actually a part of that whole ride because I was at the 2016 Royal Rumble where Triple H won the championship, and I was at that WrestleMania. So I saw like the whole story,
the whole story
in person. And I remember when he won the title, people were booing. But I also remember when Roman got eliminated from the Rumble, people went crazy because that's like the one Royal Rumble where the WWE title was on the line in the Rumble.
Yeah.
And he was champion, so when he got eliminated, everybody was like, "Holy shit, we're gonna get a new champion!" And then it was Triple H. And everybody's like, "Are you fucking?"
I think
everybody was number 30,
right?
So
yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
What the fuck are we doing, man?
Yeah.
And then same thing. Like, I was at that Mania, and just people were just like, "We don't care for this at all." Like,
there's
people
no
were
winner.
leaving. I remember people were leaving.
Yeah.
Which it may be part for the course. Everybody kind of leaves early to beat the traffic, but I feel like there was a good amount of people more than normal that were leaving. That were just like, yeah, let's really beat the traffic because we really give a fuck. We don't give a fuck about this match at all. But in general, I know a lot of people shit on that WrestleMania, but I don't think that WrestleMania in general was that bad. Maybe we'll talk about that in the other episode. But yeah, that match was not it. The entrance was cool for Triple H though, with Stephanie on like the throne and stuff. That was cool. That's like the best part of the whole match. Is that
pretty
that
much
entrance. So yeah, all right. My number 2 is gonna be one that was in your dishonorable mentions. It's gonna be from WrestleMania 40. It's gonna be the Usos Jimmy versus Jay.
Let him know.
Yeah, the match fucking sucked. I was very excited. The bloodline was super hot. The story was super hot. We finally were going to see these two brothers collide after years of being a tag team.
I don't want to interrupt you. I'm going to be honest. The story for that match wasn't even that hot. I think they had like one promo in the 2 months before WrestleMania for that match.
The bloodline in general was
the bloodline
hot.
that stuff was
Everything
hot.
was going on.
The Usos,
right? The year before they would main event in night one.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And so we finally are going to see the Usos collide, and it was literally just like a 10-minute just nothing fest.
Yeah,
just
10-minute clone nothing fest.
Them doing nothing but maybe hit a super kick every once in a while, but it was just a lot. Even there's like a funny part where Jimmy's about to hit something. He's in the corner and he looks over and sees that his daughter's on her phone, and just says like, "Get off your damn phone!" Like in the middle of the match, he yells at her at WrestleMania to get off her phone. But also, I'm like, maybe that goes to show you how boring the match was.
Yeah, if you put on a good match, your daughter wouldn't be on the phone.
No offense to Jimmy or Jay, but like,
no.
It just wasn't it, and so that's why I'm like, I think that's a good representation. Is that
his
own daughter was rather scroll Instagram than watch the match, you know? So, yeah, really bad.
I was hoping so much more with that match. I was hoping for so much more with the story, and it really just honestly got sidelined by the whole like bloodline thing and everything, which I get. I mean, it was obviously like the big main event stuff and whatnot, but like it got nothing.
Right, and it's funny when you look at WrestleMania 40, you could literally like here you put that in as like worst WrestleMania matches of all time, but then when you put best WrestleMania matches, you have to put
the main event of night 2.
So it's like, what a wild WrestleMania,
right?
You know what I'm saying? But in general, that WrestleMania was really good.
It was a good WrestleMania, overall, for sure. My number one is going to be one of your dishonorable mentions. My number one is going to be Hulk Hogan versus Yokozuna at WrestleMania 9.
Yep.
It comes to a point where this is one of the most full circular things in my entire like life as a wrestling fan, where I had a take as a young child that is still with me to this day, in that this match was so stupid.
Yeah,
horrible. Just really like, I don't know why they would even allow this or do this. Honestly, I had to look into it recently because I was like, I know this is my number one, but I want to like really look into this. And it comes to a case where it's like, Yokozuna beats Bret Hart. It's a great match. It's a good upset. Yokozuna becomes champion. It makes sense because he's like this pretty much undefeatable guy at this point. And Hulk Hogan comes out to not only save his best friend, and he's out there. And it comes to a point because like Mr. Is it Mr. Fuji? Yeah. Mr. Fuji gets a microphone and he's like, "You want to come out here and interrupt my champion celebration? Well, guess what? Now you're going to go one-on-one with the champion for the championship." If I was a wrestler and I just won the championship in the main event of WrestleMania, and my manager challenges the biggest face in the history of wrestling to a championship match, I'm smacking his head off.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason for you to do that.
Right.
It got me hot as a child. It's getting me hot right now. Yeah. I can't stand this match.
It's so bad. So bad. And yeah, like the idea of like, let me defend the honor of my best friend Bret Hart, who I've never really interacted with.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Like, maybe it'd be a little different if it's a mega power situation, but like, yeah, just really bad.
They have like no like interaction or anything like that. There's no reason.
I think the whole idea too is like they didn't want the crowd to leave a WrestleMania like unhappy.
Right.
But it's like you just gotta do that sometimes.
Yeah, that's just sometimes the bad guy wins. That's what makes Infinity War one of the best Marvel movies of all time.
Better. When Roman Reigns beat Cody in WrestleMania 39, we were all depressed and sad, but it made the win the year later so much more worth it. You know, so
it just really is just one of those things where it's like, it only puts Hulk Hogan over, which of course it does. Why would he do anything else?
It buries Bret Hart and it buries Yokozuna.
Yeah, and it puts him over. That's like his dream match right there.
Right.
And then it also comes because like I'm pretty sure he lost that title to Yokozuna again, like 3 months later.
Yeah, it's bad.
What was the point?
All right, my number one. As I yawn. Oh. Talk about a yawn fest. My number one is gonna be from WrestleMania 27. It's gonna be Michael Cole versus Jerry the King Lawler with Stone Cold as a special guest referee. Again, Stone Cold is involved twice as a special guest referee on my list here, which is kind of funny. This match. You know, as a kid, I actually liked it, but I think as a kid, like, you just don't understand.
Right.
So as a kid, I was just like excited to see Michael Cole get beat up. But this match sucks, man. Yeah. I mean, Michael Cole's not a wrestler, and Jerry Lawler is a wrestler, but he hadn't wrestled, at least not fully like that in a while.
Right.
So and you know, Jerry Lawler, I mean, he's a good wrestler, but he's no like Bret Hart or
Yeah,
Shawn Michaels.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
he's not carrying Michael Cole all the way
Right.
to like a banger at WrestleMania. And again, they were both older. Jack Swagger's involved in this match.
I remember that. Cause wasn't Jack Swagger like on the ramp doing push-ups, and then Stone Cold's music hit, and he almost ran him over with the ATV?
Yeah, because Jack Swagger was like his Michael Cole's bodyguard. Or
right,
whatever.
right, yeah.
It just sucks, bro.
Yeah.
It's just really bad all around. Just not good. I do remember though this match does like it. I'm looking. That's hilarious that I'm looking because
the flag is up there.
The logo is right behind Theo. This match ended up giving us Michael Cole as DLC in WWE 12, so that's funny. That's like the funniest outcome out of the whole thing. But yeah, not good. Not good. Really bad. I think that's on everybody's list somewhere.
Yeah.
In worst WrestleMania matches.
I'm more than sure if I watch this match, it'll definitely climb its way up there. I don't think I've never actually seen the match. I've heard stories, including yours now.
We might have to watch it after we're done recording. It's so bad. So yeah. All right. Is there anything else you want to add before we wrap up our episode here?
No. Let's hope this WrestleMania 42 has some good matches.
Yeah,
I would hate to see any of those matches end up on these lists.
That is true. I'm excited. Let's head to WrestleMania.
Let's go there.
All right. We will see y'all next week.